Who knew game shows could be so hilarious? Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Bradley Walsh meltdown moments on the chase.
C. Dick by the bush.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we've picked out some of Bradley Walsh's finest, funniest, and most memorable meltdowns on the quickfire quiz show The Chase, including outtakes. From funny answers to unplanned slip-ups and uncontrollable laughter, get ready because the chase is on.
The giant cock that was placed on the fourth plinth in Trafalgar Square in 2013, it's what colour?
Number 10. Gobblers Knob. Anything that sounds even remotely like an innuendo is guaranteed to trigger a Bradley Walsh laughing fit.
What 1993 film is concerned with activities around Gobblers Knob?
Many of his funniest moments on the chase usually revolve around a series of words that his inner adolescence just can't handle, and this is just such a case.
Let's see. Groundhog Day.
The contestant seems to find the whole situation pretty awkward as he waits for Bradley to pull himself together, but in the end you see the glimmer in his eye when he realises that he could make it worse. One more mention of the place and Bradley's off again.
Well, to be fair, it's nice work if you can get it.
Number 9. Contagious Laughter. Normally, when Bradley has a meltdown, he's pretty much on his own, with everyone else awkwardly and politely waiting for him to stop.
I've got to go for a pint after this. I've had the worst day of my life, I promise.
But this time, he took chaser Sean Wallace down with him. It only takes a few attempts at a line he keeps mucking up for both Bradley and Sean to just absolutely lose it.
Okay. Ian, he's making me laugh too much.
No one's quite sure what they're laughing at or why they're laughing so much, but it ultimately spirals into blaming each other for starting it.
What are you blaming me for, you stupid?
You keep on laughing.
And the poor contestant doesn't know what to do with herself.
Would you two like a little time on your own? Perhaps.
Number 8. Best dumper in town. If anyone knows how easy it is to set Bradley off, it's the people who work with him on his show.
Dump, floater and wipe are terms used in which team's sport?
But that doesn't stop them from throwing in questions or saying things that will quite clearly trip him up.
Because it's the only sport I can think of where they have a floater.
So when a volleyball question already has him sniggering, Sean Wallace sees the opportunity to make it worse and, of course, he jumps at the chance. When he gets the question right, he tells Walsh about his days as a volleyball player, and Bradley struggles to contain himself once again.
I was the best dumper in town when I used to play volleyball.
Number 7. Big Narstie. Big Narstie is pretty well known these days, but few people are likely to know his real name.
British rapper Tyrone Lindo is better known by what stage name?
So, you'd be forgiven for getting confused on a question concerning Tyrone Lindo, rather than his stage persona. Just such a situation popped up on The Chase, requiring a simple case of trial and error to solve it.
See, Colossal Brown.
But the question writers on this show obviously saw an opportunity to create a little chaos, and grasped it with both hands. In a successful bid to get a reaction out of Bradley, the other options were pretty absurd, and hysterical laughter quickly followed. Number 6. Biting Minge. This one's all on Bradders. With no innuendo, no purposefully funny question to set him off, it's his own slip-up that has not just him, but everyone else in the room in fits of laughter. But hey, sometimes a simple slip of the tongue makes for the funniest of moments. During the usually ultra-tense final round of the game, the host was supposed to ask a question about a biting Minj. But that's just not what came out of his mouth.
What sort of creature is a biting Minge?
It takes a few seconds to register with the quizzes before they're all in stitches.
I'm so sorry.
Number 5. Barry. Everyone knows the embarrassment of getting someone's name wrong to their face, but when Bradley did exactly that during a celebrity special of the show, the cringe was extra strong. In this celeb edition, Sean Williamson was on the team, who's best known for playing Barry Evans in EastEnders. And clearly Bradley's an EastEnders fan because when congratulating Sean on beating the chaser, he only goes and calls him by his character's name.
We shall see. Barry, take your place soon.
Thanks,
It was all rather awkward, but Williamson was kind enough to simply laugh it off.
It'll be on my gravestone, don't worry about it.
Number 4. Falling over. Bradley doesn't need to have a meltdown to create great TV moments. The man just has funny bones. Or maybe that's clumsy bones. You'd think after working on The Chase since 2009, he'd know that studio like the back of his hand. But that didn't stop him from taking one step too far and taking a tumble off the stage.
Feisty.
Luckily, he picked himself back up and laughed it off. And, of course, he didn't mind everyone else having a hearty chuckle at his expense either.
I tell you what, when the captain gets into port, I'm having a word about him.
Number 3. Dick Tingler. Bradley's innuendo-infused meltdowns are usually the ones that go viral the quickest. And for good reason too, since they're some of the funniest game show gaffes of all time. Typically, it's one specific answer that triggers the laughter, but in this case, it was all 3.
Dick Tingler.
Referring to cartoon character Andy Capp and his name in Germany, the question throws up some ridiculous choices, and poor Bradley is tasked with reading all 3 with a straight face.
Okay, what is it, C? What are you...
A tall order for anyone, not least this man when he is having a moment.
Oh, gosh, I've got to have a bath in a minute.
Number 2. Welsh Town. Once again, you have to tip your hat to the question writers. They seem to exist only to back Bradley into one chaotic corner after the next, and they're at the helm of some of the Chase's best moments. This question, perhaps more than any other, proves just how fiendish the writing team is. It all rests on the name of a Welsh town, which we won't attempt to repeat, because it's the longest town name in Europe.
Quiggy gilly go go worry. Windrow brillianti silly go 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 go.
And while it does have shortened versions, they've ruthlessly included the full 58 character version here. Poor Bradley.
Clamfair PG, that's what they call it. Why didn't you pipe up, Sarah, and say before I tried to have a
It
go
was
at
quite
saying
fun watching.
Number 1. Fanny Shmeller. As arguably the most famous moment from The Chase, this one went viral all around the world as the original example of Bradley Walsh and his uncontrollable laughter.
In what sport does Fanny Shmeller compete for Germany?
The presenter's pains to keep a straight face are pretty understandable, and to be fair, it looks as if Walsh really tried to control himself. But you have to feel sorry for the actual athlete and the amount of messages she probably received after this clip caught global attention. Hopefully the real Fanny Shmeller saw the funny side, because Bradley and everyone else couldn't quite contain themselves.
We're gonna make a rule now, never to say her name again.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.